Good morning. Today's video is brought to you by a little bit of work. I'll show you the load once we're on the other side. We're gonna have to use a ladder. So we want to put the camera up there. I already pulled over, put the camera mount up there earlier. Fairly tall load, so I had to measure to make sure we're legal. And had to use the short little mount because the taller mount was too tall. Man, we got some beautiful, beautiful yellow, orange trees. So we're in Midway now, and we're gonna drive up and over Holt through Greenwood towards Grand Forks. There we go. Camera placed. Secure the ladder again. She's not going anywhere. So anyone driving by is going to be very confused why I'm parked here and not at the brake check 300 meters down the road. But I parked here so I can show you guys the view. First, that's what our load looks like. So this front section right here is going to Nelson. That right there is going to Castlegar, and then that back there is going to Trail. So Trail is first drop, Castlegar second, Nelson last drop. But I wanted to show you guys the viewpoint over here, overlooking the Kettle River. Just gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful Kettle River just slowly flowing along. I want to build a house right here, without the river, without the river. Without the river, no, without the road, I mean. There's actually the old train track. You can see little glimpses of it over here. It's now just a trail. Actually, there's a car on the train track down there, so people drive down there, obviously. I see a dog in the river. Huh, people must drive down there. I want to drive down there now. Guess where I'm bringing my pickup one of these weekends. Anyhow, let's hammer down while the sun lasts. Forecast is calling for a lot of rain this weekend. Just feels so good being in the sun. Even though it's cold, it was 0 degrees Celsius in the morning. It's 5 degrees Celsius now. All right. Looks like this RV has a traffic jam behind it. Goody! We picked just the wrong time to get going. Logging truck is pulling off. The milkmen are trading trailers. talked about them before. One of them comes down from like Calgary area, comes over here, drops a full trailer of milk. Another driver comes up here from Abbotsford and with an empty trailer, drops that trailer off, and they swap trailers and return back home. That way they're home every night, even though the actual run would require you to be home every 2 nights. So if one driver lives in Calgary, one driver lives in Abbotsford area, it works out perfectly. Pumpkins are still out in the field over here. All the trees are naked though. They've lost all their leaves. Don't think we're going to see much for colorful trees much longer. Need to go to a nursery in the fall and kind of keep track of which trees stay nice beautiful colors the longest, and then buy that tree for your property. Welcome to Midway. Cars are going. Can the line of cars just stop so I can get on the road? And I think the logging truck is going the same way we are. Great. We have an empty logging truck on our bumper. Hasn't pulled on yet, but it won't take long for him to catch up once he does. Down, because that was Midway. It's actually a fairly large town, just all to the south of the highway, right to the US border. Still some beautiful fall colors in here. Can't remember if there's a bunch of larch down this way or not. Oh, there's a large tree right there. golden larch. So yeah, today morning, well, I got to the customer last night. Parked just on the road right by the customer. Untarped over there last night. Rolled up the tarps today morning. We were ready to go at 7 a.m. They take quite a while to unload. It's one of those places that takes one lift of lumber off and then drives way down into their backyard and organizes every single lift one at a time instead of just unloading you right there and then sorting it after. But the amount of trucks that they sometimes have coming in there, sometimes 3 or 4 trucks are waiting to unload at the same time, and then they'd run a room that they'd have to organize it anyway, so it really doesn't make a difference. Trap line going of Klesnikov, probably going to Modern. Bit of a climb here. We're fairly heavy. That was in Armstrong, delivered today morning, and then we drove down to Kelowna at Taga and loaded this load. Like I said, drop in 3 different locations: Trail, Castle Garden, Nelson. So I'm thinking we'll get these loads delivered tomorrow morning. Maybe we'll get another load of porcupine going to Armstrong to go home, either deliver tomorrow or to deliver Monday. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Porcupine loads are all tarped now this time of year. If you guys look at the mountains over here on the right hand side, look at all the golden larch in there. In the summer they all just look like evergreens, but beautiful, beautiful golden larch. Gotta say, we're pretty lucky we live in mountains like this. To get to see golden forests. And they're very diverse forests, so they're always mixed. It's not always just all large. There's places where there are just miles of just large, just golden forests. But most of the time it's a mix. maybe that logging truck didn't turn this way because he certainly hasn't caught up with us. Over here, it's kind of hard to tell coming up as we come into Greenwood. On the left-hand side is a lot of slag from the old foundry. Would melt all the rocks coming out of the mine. Try to find all the precious gold, precious metals, copper, zinc, and gold, and everything else they found in here. It was a provincial park for a little while before, you know, all that slag is toxic. They decided to make it not a provincial park anymore. Welcome to Greenwood. Really, the only thing left of the old foundry is that smokestack. And you can get right up to the smokestack. It's all fenced off, but you can get right up to it. Smokestacks, and then all the slag and the hell's bells. Basically, the buckets that they dumped all the slag into, if you turn those buckets upside down, they look like a bell. And over time, those buckets would slowly get a buildup of slag, and they would get thicker and heavier. And then eventually they had to hammer that slag out of it, leaving all these bell-shaped slag piles and laying around. Most of the time they're broken up, but a couple of them are intact. So at the very top of that slag pile, there's a couple of hell's bells sticking out. Look pretty unique. Hard to see on video, but it's pretty unique. If you want to see pictures of it, just look up Greenwood, British Columbia, hell's bells. Yeah, basically an old abandoned smelter. This town, well, it used to be a huge city. Now it still has the classification of city, but there's hardly anybody left living here. So it is Canada's smallest city. Some remnants left over of the gold rush. A little bit of the Wild West. Southern Interior auctions. all these empty lots on the left and right all used to be full of houses. And they were crammed together. You can see how close some of them are still crammed together. Like that the whole city was like that. Just houses all crammed in next to each other. Some old log buildings like the one on the left there still exist. Alright, now for the hard climb over Eholt. No, pickup, you can't pass me here. Look at the trees losing the leaves like that. That's so cool. Snowing leaves. Thinking of pulling into that shoulder there, but it looks like it might be kind of soft and it's pretty narrow. I've thought about it before and I've always decided not worth the risk. And we have passing lanes coming up ahead, so if these three pickups now behind us can't pass us before the passing lane they'll all get by us. You can pass us once it's clear. Hammer down. There you go. Second taker. Third taker, a little bit on the late side, but still okay. All clear behind us. been a hot minute since we've delivered hay over here. He did get a very good yield out of his own field this year, I think. The grass got pretty tall, so a couple of cuttings. Maybe he doesn't need quite as much hay this year. How's it going, Jim?
Yeah, fucking lovely. How about yourself?
Oh, I'd say about the same.
Oh, that's good. Other than that construction and about takes the point, not much to worry about.
Hammer down.
Finally told those two pieces of shit out of that fucking parking spot, that one body up in there for over a year, and then that fucking dam with the one tire off in there for like 5-6 months, so they finally told him away this week.
The cops were doing blitzes further south on Highway 33, but you're not taking that route, so I don't know if they're doing anything down the way you're going, but seems like there's lots of cops and doing blitzes and stuff out right today.
I met Brian at the brake check in Casper, and I met one other guy who wouldn't talk to me, but that's any use, so we're all in the right direction. I was sleeping there a while and watch me early.
Yeah, safe travels. I'll catch you next time.
There's a big truck.
I can't hear him anymore.
Not here, man. Not the bad, Jim, yeah. It's a fucking lovely day for a night. Yeah, you know, let me have a day like this. That's a big truck right in Casper. He's a lot of the idiot today. Oh, yeah. I guess I'll make the deal all the time. Yeah, he was losing shaving. That was funny when I was at that. Yeah. Somebody took my fucking load this morning, so I'm running away late. Not very fucking happy. Oh, is it? Yeah, if you go sneaking my thing, grab my fucking load, but put that fuel down.
I hope you're not watching with your kids or grandkids. The amount of F-bombs out of this man today is...
And the construction that takes the point, other that's good for us. Yeah, thanks. They'll see you tomorrow. Come here. Let's do the first one. Yes,
have to put a disclaimer in the title. Swearing. Lots of F-bombs. He normally doesn't swear that much, but apparently he's having a good day. Jim's awesome. He knows everybody. He's one of those guys. You guys have heard me talk about him often. Doesn't matter what company you work for, you know Jim, because he hands out his phone number and helps out all the rookies, all the newbies. Man wants to help at heart. Losing all our speed here. We'll turn our four-way flashers on. Not super slow, but slow enough if someone catches up with us full speed. It'd be nice to know that the vehicle in front of you is going slow. You can just zoom by me. right. Always turn right into the sun on this corner. Well grease? Well grease? I'm not trying to pronounce it. W-I-L. Will Gress. Will Gress. G-R-E-S-S. Will Gress. Sounds like somebody mistyped Wild Grass. Will Gress. Lake Rest area. Don't recommend that rest area to anyone because she's pretty potent. Summit right over here. It's all downhill after this. Just driving into the sun, it's harder to see the beautiful golden larch. Maybe the roof cam, or not the roof cam, the load cam is doing a better job of capturing that. I'm not sure. No, the mirror cam is definitely doing a better job than the than the dash cam. But the mirror cam by far is my favorite. Not necessarily my favorite shot, but the shot I use the most. The load cam can be the most beautiful shot if it's set up right, but sometimes it works better than other times. The mirror cam is very, very reliable until some bug splats it, or snow or rain. Somebody was commenting on my older videos. Okay, you're gonna pass me here, huh? A little sketchy. Older videos, and I just went and looked at the video to know what they're talking about. I'm like, one camera, just the dash cam. That's it. The old Sony action cam. It did very well for many years. But if you go even older, we go with the GoPros. Those didn't do very well at all. So yeah, started trucking with GoPro, switched to the Sony action cam, ended up buying a second Sony action cam. That's where we finally went to 2 camera. And then we switched from the Sony to DJI, the original one, DJI Osmo. We got 3 of those cameras until the asphalt gods took 2 of them. So we went to 3 camera angles there. And then we invested in some tethers and bought the DJI Action 3. DJI Osmo? DJI Action Osmo 3? Whatever, the third. They have a DJI 4 now. Don't want it at all. They got some of the same problems GoPros do, overheating. So when we get our next camera, our hot potato camera, hopefully it's going to be a DJI Action 3, if we can still buy those brand new. Unless DJI comes out with an Action 5 that doesn't overheat. The problem is they want, like we're recording at 4K, but they want even higher video quality in a small form factor, and that requires a lot of energy, so they always overheat. I'm wondering if you set the Action 4 to just 4K, 60 frames per second, if it would not overheat then. I'm not sure. I think we're to the point it would be a good time to end the video, but we're close to Grand Forks, and I said we were going to go toward Grand Forks at the beginning of the video, so we should really go through Grand Forks. Should be a long one. Let's go do it. Let's do a long one. I love driving through those golden trees like that. Deep valley on our right hand side. I'm always surprised by some of these roads not having any barriers and it just straight down. how more people don't end up at the bottom of the hill. Like local drivers, we know these roads. It's rarely a problem. Local drivers do pretty good, but I'm just surprised not more Flatlanders don't end up at the bottom. Maybe they're so scared of the mountains they take it easier. They don't drive as aggressive as we do. I don't know, it's been many years since I was a Flatlander. I probably was an idiot on these roads at first when I first came over here. People probably hated me. Well, I try to take it easy on Flatlanders, but sometimes it's just so aggravating. The fact that Flatlanders are so fast on the wide open areas and just crawl around the corners. Coming in hot. Coming in hot. Welcome to Grand Forks. Sucker truck has decided he's going to pass the tourists. I would too, because the sucker truck's most likely empty after they're living in Castlegar. Approaching downtown Grand Forks here. Still some gorgeous, gorgeous colors in some of these trees. Got yellows, reds, and oranges, and like browns. More like copper. That's super unique, that dark copperish look. First I thought the tree was dead, but no, it's actually, the leaves are colored that copperish look. Instead of the dead leaf look, it's a really dark or maybe a dark red look. You got just vibrant yellow. This town always has beautiful colors in fall. fall is your favorite season, this town is one of the beautiful ones. Old school collectible cars. Whoa, holy. Did not expect that. A brand new McDonald's. Cal Tire is packed full of cars. Don't want a flat tire right now. Everybody's getting their winter tires put on. They're all listening to the news and the crazy rainstorm coming into BC and the snow that's going to be up on the passes. Piles of ice just outside of the arena, so they've been skating there for a while already. Maybe Jess and I should go skating this weekend. That'd be fun. Tim Hortons is also pretty new. That got built, what, a year ago? Definitely a hockey town. I love the time of year where the trees are still yellow, but also the grass is covered in yellow leaves. Drives me nuts when people start cleaning up all the leaves. It's like, leave the leaves there. They're just so beautiful with that golden carpet on the ground. You can rake them up when they turn brown. Like here, just gorgeous. I like putting thumbnails in my videos, the thumbnails to be something at the beginning of the video, but dude, we got to put at least one of the 3 thumbnails back here. You guys ever notice that my thumbnails change? They don't really change. Each video gets 3 different thumbnails, and then YouTube tracks on which of the 3 thumbnails get clicked on more, and then I can choose which of the 3 thumbnails to choose or to keep. So if you ever go, I watched that video and it had a different thumbnail, you just happen to click on the less popular version of that video. I always go with the thumbnail that got the most click, the most popular one. All right, we'll cross the river here. We'll call it a day. Granby River. Thank you guys so much for watching. I always appreciate all your support. All of you, all of those of you that make it to the end of the videos, the ones that prefer the long ones. The most beautiful part of the drive, I think, was right at the end over here. Super appreciate all your support. You guys are the real ones. I am out of here. You guys absolutely rock.